We are all counting down the days until we can enjoy that yummy Thanksgiving meal. As we prepare our meals, food safety is a must to keep our loved ones safe. The CDC says every year in the U.S., because of foodborne illness, 9 million people get sick, with about 5,600 hospitalizations. I checked in with Troy Huffman with CDPHE for some tips that we all can follow.
Well, it is hard to believe we're just a few days away from Thanksgiving, and we brought in an expert, of course. We love having you on, Troy, to talk about food safety.
Thank you so much for inviting me again.
Of course.
Same thing applies during the holidays as anytime you're going to be preparing food. Separate, cook, clean, and chill are all key elements that we want to apply anytime we're preparing food.
So, Troy, I know you have a little bit of a true or false game for me.
When you're going to be thawing your turkey, about 2 to 3, 4 days in advance, you can just place that anywhere in the refrigerator when you're going to be thawing. True or false?
False. I feel like it matters where you put it.
Very thorough.
Right?
That is exactly right. You want to be sure that that turkey is on the very bottom shelf. No chance that any of those juices, while it's properly thawing in that refrigerator, could drop down onto other foods. Okay, our next true or false question. Our cutting boards, our utensils within our kitchen, is it important to rinse those off after every time that we use those?
I feel like you're going to need to.
It's important to make sure they're clean. Not just rinsing them off, maybe grabbing a clean utensil out of the drawer, but rinsing them might not get all the germs off, so kind of gonna be in between on that one. So the next question that I have for you, so might also be a little bit tricky, is a lot of our turkeys do have a little device that's down inside of them, and when that pops out, does that indicate that it's time to eat, that the turkey's ready?
Yes.
Unfortunately, it is a really good indicator. The best thing that you could do is use that thermometer in the thickest part of the turkey to make sure that it reaches 165. Then we know that the turkey is fully cooked and it's going to be ready to eat.
Okay, last question.
Chilling. How about at the end of the dinner with everyone, just allowing things to set out on the counter for about, let's say, an hour and a half or 2 hours before we go ahead and get things into the refrigerator? Chill.
Yes. That's a true. No? I'm going to agree with you on that, Troy. I'm going to agree with you on that.
Okay, that's about the extent of how far we want to go out.
I'm going to flip the script, and I have a true or false question for you. Okay, so before you cook your turkey, do you have to rinse it? Because I feel like that's a common question that people have.
That's false.
False?
That is not something to encourage people to do.
And any other tips that you have as people head into the holiday with their loved ones?
Mix in some hand washing. And then finally, if you're feeling a little bit under the weather, you really shouldn't be preparing food. Yeah. Relegate those responsibilities onto somebody else and let them take on that when you're making those Thanksgiving dinners. And everything's going to be a big positive check. There we go.
Such good advice. So the biggest thing that I learned from Troy is that you don't have to wash your turkey to make it safe. Just cook it to temperature 165 degrees to kill off any bacteria. Karen.
All right, fantastic. Thanks, Meg.